if you're new here, I'm Gia. I'm an online fitness coach, a trauma-informed strength specialist, and a mental health first aider. Now I know obviously the mental health awareness month is coming to an end, but I want to give you some tools so that you guys can still ensure that your mental health is as better than ever, and that you have the tools to help you throughout the next month and throughout the rest of your life. So a little bit about me. I had depression for 5 years, and it got so bad that I attempted suicide 3 times. This was about 10 years ago, but I remember how isolating it was. I remember how you just feel hopeless. You feel like there's no way out. The best way I can describe it is, imagine you're digging yourself a grave, but then you keep digging yourself a grave, but you're looking down, so all you can see is more and more darkness. You just don't look up. You just don't feel like looking up. And the thing with depression is you don't feel like doing anything. Whenever you try to do something, that depressive voice in your head just says, what's the point? Why bother? Nothing's gonna change. You're gonna feel the same. And it's just very, very frustrating. So the first thing that I like to say is be aware of what you're feeling in terms of emotions, in terms of energy, in terms of like what's going on. Just be aware. And when you're aware, you can actually decide to do something about it. Even if you decide to do nothing about it, even if you're too scared, even if the fact that you're just being aware makes a difference. So for example, I wake up and I'm in a bad mood. If I'm aware that I'm in a bad mood, I can then decide to do something about it. But then if you're not even aware that you've woken up in a bad mood, it's going to affect the rest of your day. And it's going to affect your decisions, your thinking, your happiness, your emotions, the relationship around you. You're pretty much going to have a really shitty day just because you woke up in a bad mood. So when I say be aware of what's going on, that is what I mean. Now, this doesn't come easily. This doesn't come naturally. It takes time. In the beginning, sometimes you're aware, sometimes you're not aware. Sometimes you judge yourself. Sometimes, you can't be bothered. You just want to feel in that shitty space, right? You don't want to be aware. You just want to feel in that negative emotions. And that's human, but that's self-sabotaging. But it's okay if you can't bring yourself to be aware. Like, don't judge it. Don't label it. Just accept that, okay, you know what? I wasn't aware. It's okay. Next time I'm going to do better. The next thing that I would like to say is be open. So when I say be open, is be open with yourself. So if you're feeling a certain way, either say it to somebody or just accept it yourself that, you know what? I'm feeling like this. Again, don't judge it, don't label it, don't question it, don't feel crappy for feeling like that. Just accept that you're not feeling how you want to feel. Just accept that you're feeling crap. Just accept that you're feeling sad, you're feeling down, you're not okay. Just accept it. When you accept it, then that is the first step. Then we can go and do something about it. But it's like, when somebody's an addict, until they can accept the fact that they themselves are an addict, you can't go to the next step. It's like climbing up the stairs. Unless you climb up the first and second step, you cannot get to the third step. If you do, it'll be very wobbly, unstable, and you most likely will fall down. And you may or may not want to do that again. So just be open. And then when I say be open, is tell the people around you that of how you're feeling. Now, if the people around you are not supportive, if they're judgmental, if they make you feel worse off, then we skip a step and we ask ourselves, are those people worthy and deserving of being in your inner circle? If they cannot support you in your darkest moments, if they cannot encourage you, if they cannot support you, if they cannot kind of be there for you to uplift you, do they really have the right to be in your lives? That's another topic for another day, but I just want you to play around with this idea. If you cannot be open and honest with them of how you're truly feeling, and if they cannot uplift you, are they right in staying in your life? It could be somebody very close to you, it could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be somebody you've known for years and years and years. And I can make another video on, setting boundaries and, firing people from your life and whatnot, regardless of whether it's a dad or a friend or whoever. So the next one was being open, accepting. Also being open when you're in your workplace and you're not feeling 100% or whatever it is that you're feeling, let your managers know. And I'd recommend putting it in email, put it in writing. Don't, when it comes to mental health, if you can put it in writing, you can protect yourself, because there are workplace laws to protect people suffering from mental health. You cannot be judged or fired based on having bad mental health, if you guys know what I'm trying to say. So where I work, like, everybody is very supportive of mental health. Like, if I say I need to get off my, you know, position to go and take a break, somebody will come and cover me. So I need you guys to be open with the people around you, whether you're working with them, whether you're living with them, just so that when people are aware of what you're going through, they can support you. Because if somebody doesn't know what you're going through, they're just going to think you're being an asshole, whether you are or you're not. I hope that makes sense. The next thing I would like to say is, oh, this is so important, set boundaries. Please, please, please. Okay, set boundaries. When I say by setting boundaries, this could be saying no. This could be when you don't feel like doing something and not caving under the pressure just to please others, not pleasing others, being able to say no, not feeling guilty for saying no or for setting boundaries, because in the beginning you do feel guilty because all your life you've pleased people and you've always said yes. All of a sudden now you're saying no and it's like, am I really doing the right thing? Can I do this? And you wobble a little bit, but it's okay. Yeah, setting boundaries, saying no, putting your needs first. This is so important. Putting your needs first is, I would say, like, the number one thing to do when it comes to looking after your mental health. When your cup is filled, when your emotions and your body and you're just in tune with your body, things just flow, life just feels fun and easy, and you can help others. But if you can't help yourself, how are you going to help somebody else? You can't, whether it's like a child or a parent or whatever. And I remember when I used to look after my dad back 5-10 years ago, it was all about looking after him. It was all him. There was no me time. The only me time I had was about an hour a day to go to the gym, but that wasn't enough. I was emotionally, physically, psychologically exhausted just by looking after him. Now, I'm not telling you to stop looking after your parents, but I'm telling you, you need to take out some time to make sure that you are okay. Because more often than not, what happens is you're going to burn out. When you burn out, it's a pressure cooker going off. You're going to say something, or you're going to do something, and it's going to cause irreparable damage. And you don't want to get to that stage. We're human beings after all. We have emotions and feelings for a reason. They're meant to be processed properly. You need to properly process your emotions so that you work in tune with your body, so that you are happy and joyous and live a life of freedom. The next thing that I'd like to say is do your inner work. When I say inner work, this basically means, I have two screens, they're both going off right now. When I say inner work, for me, that looks like tapping. So tapping is basically EFT. And I listened to a video on YouTube, and basically you tap like here, here, here. You can do some research on it. It just works for me. I'm doing tapping on being a client magnet, on feeling worthy and deserving. That just feels really good to say that I feel worthy and deserving. I'm doing tapping on money. And then I do chanting before my meditation and during my meditation, which literally just calms my heart down. It just feels so, so good. And then meditating, it's like liquid gold. You feel amazing, and when you feel amazing, it impacts everything else. It causes a ripple effect in your decisions, in your thinking, in your actions, in your relationships, in your life, in your business, in your personal life, in your goals, and everything. So my inner work looks like tapping, chanting, meditating. Inner work for you could look like journaling. It could look like going outside, lying on the grass and having a cry. It's completely, different to every single person. I'm not going to tell you what's going to work for you because I don't know you. You know yourself better than anybody else. Highly recommend doing the inner work. Just be one with who you are, what you're feeling, what you're going to do about it, Just be in alignment with who you are so that you can be happy, right? We all want happiness, right? We want happiness, we want to feel at peace, we want to feel joyous, we want to live life and enjoy the best of what it has to offer, but we have to do something about it, especially if you're somebody that suffers with poor mental health. Look at the choices that you're making, look at what you're thinking, look at what you're doing, look at what you're spending your time on. Is it serving you? Is it helping your mental health, or is it making it worse? Because more often than not, if your mental health is not great, I'm guessing you're not doing the things that are serving you, you're self-sabotaging. But that's the thing with mental health. When you have poor mental health, it's so easy to self-sabotage. It's so easy. You feel like you're alone, you feel like there's no way out, you feel like, what's the point? You feel like, who cares? I've just got a bedtime reminder to wind down, because I'm a baby. I need reminding when to go to sleep. So just be in tune with who you are, with what you're going through. Accept it. Just accept it. Your body just wants to be accepted, to be honest, by you. Your body wants to be accepted by you. Your heart and your head want to work together, but often there is a war. Your head is in one place, your heart is in one place. And when you can quiet your thoughts and stop labeling and stop reacting and just observing and just showing up with love and being open, then it just opens up ideas, possibilities, clients, opportunities, happiness, whatever it is that you want. All right, next thing. This is a quote that I love, 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 love. I have coined it together based on something that I've heard from a tapping video. So it is, you putting your hand on your heart, take a deep breath, and you say, I promise to deeply and completely forgive, protect, love, honor, respect, and accept myself. And you can say that again and again and again. And next time when you're in a situation where something doesn't feel right and you say this quote, you can tell, do you want to carry on doing whatever it is that you're doing, or do you want to do something about it? And that is all I have for you today. Before I go, I do want to invite you to my coaching program. It's called Revive. It's a 6-month trauma-informed strength training program. It's one-on-one. And what we do is we go through your traumas, we process them. This is not therapy. This is completely different to therapy. When I say we process your traumas, we go through, how was your childhood like? What traumas did you experience? What beliefs did you learn or take from yourself from those traumas? How has that impacted your life today? What does your life look like today? Are you happy with how your life looks like today? If it's not, what are we going to do about it? How does it go back to your childhood? Because more often than not, if you're living a life which you're not happy with, which just frustrates you, which when you wake up, you're just like, I don't want to live today. More often than not, it's because of some traumas that have been unprocessed and you just don't know. A lot of people don't know they have traumas. A lot of people don't know how to process them. A lot of people don't want to process them because it's painful. This program is going to be painful. You're going to be crying a lot. We're going to be unraveling the onion. That makes no sense. We're going to be unraveling your layers to get to the root, because when you fix the root, that is when the tree blossoms and the fruit and the flowers are fragrant and juicy and life becomes awesome and pleasurable. So this is what Revive is about. And also you get fit along the way. You feel strong and sexy in your skin. And like I always say, you get to eat your cake and you get to do your bicep curls. So it's a win-win-win-win-win situation. It's about you feeling the love, the peace, the joy. It's about you being there for your family. It's about you finally living life on your terms. If you want to know more about Revive, let me know in the comments and I'll see you on the inside. In the meantime, eat your cake and do your curls. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another video. Bye. I never thought this thing.